All right. Well, hey, and welcome to our spring event. We're so happy to have you join us today. And this is something new. We're doing this seasonally, and this is the first one. And it is the spring. Then we're going to do the summer. Guess what? Then fall. And then into wintertime, where it's ski time in Utah. And we're doing it all. And in tonight's show, it's really about our community and connecting you with our teammates at Storm. So we've lined up some of those teammates to share with you all the different things that we've got going on at Storm for each of our brands. And then in the summertime, we're going to have a different group of teammates to talk to you about different items. And then again in fall and winter. And along the way, we're going to celebrate some new product launches as well. In fact, tonight, midway through the show, we're talking about the new Great Storm app. We're going to show you how to use it. It's going to be awesome. Something to keep in mind. We're giving away some fun stuff. And the way for you to win is simply to put a comment down. Any comment, like, hey, hi, love Storm, hate Storm. Don't say hate Storm. We wouldn't want that. Anyway, just hang out with us. It's about 30 minutes. And at the very end of the show, the final thing that you will see is a little sneak peek teaser little thing. That's all I'm going to say. It's a cool little video, and you'll want to kind of watch it because it'll be kind of cool. I think that's it. If you have questions throughout the show, I will answer those questions toward the end of the show. So type them in anytime you want. Producer Blair will just make sure that they're ready toward the end of the show, and we will try to answer as many as we can, and then we'll play that little nice teaser video. We are starting the show off with one of my good friends. I've known this guy for 2+ decades, and he's an icon in the sport, and he is our Roto Grip brand manager, Chris Schlemmer, and his hair in this video is on fire and on point, and so we're going to send it to Chris Schlemmer and Roto.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it. So, as you may or may not know, I am Roto Schlem. I'm the brand manager of Roto Grip, and I'm here to kind of catch you up to speed on what's shaking here with the Roto Grip brand. I got to tell you, these last handful of months, it's been a heck of a ride. We've had some unbelievable pieces to kind of fulfill our product line, dating back. By now, you've probably seen and heard of the UC3 and the Idle Helios. UC3 is by far and away one of the best asymmetrical pearlized urethane balls you've ever seen on the market. And again, it's something unique and different. And for those that keep asking and wondering, I know I hear a lot of comments and a lot of chirping about it. It is urethane. It's the fact that it took us 6 months to come up with that formulation of material. So if you're looking for something to manage friction, that's what you're looking for. Something, if you don't have the rev rate to get up those, higher G low diff symmetrical urethane balls, this one is probably the one. And you're going to see a lot of girls, plenty of the girls on the PWBA tour using it and other things. And then, of course, we get the Idle Helios. That ball's just been a home run since day one. We've had two, not one, but two 900 series. The first one, Cody Schmidt. The second one, Steve Casella. So if you're looking to throw a lot of strikes in the league, you might want to check into one of those balls as well. And we can't forget about the gem. That beauty is running them over on those heavier oil conditions. So if you're needing a ball for those medium to heavy conditions, look no further than the gem. It's the lowest RG asymmetrical ball we've ever had, paired with our strongest digging in cover stock in the micro tracks. So that's definitely something. If you need that big oil ball, the gem is the one. And again, we can't make them fast enough. So that's a good problem to have. And I know we've reached a point in time too, with everything that's been going on. You're probably asking, man, has Roto Grip got new stuff? Oh, Roto Grip's got some new stuff. Unfortunately, at this point in time, I can't tell you what's going on, but just stay tuned, because in the weeks to come, Roto Grip's going to be making some noise along with Storm and Global. We've got new products in the pipeline. Let's just say Roto Schlem has been cooking with the boys in the kitchen, R&D lab, and we've got plenty shaking. So look for, I know you're not there, but check out our live streams coming from Bowl Expo. That's where we're going to talk about this new products. You're going to see it all. And this summer, we're ready to hit you from all angles. So without further ado, I'm going to throw it back to Gary. And until next time, Roto Schlem, I'm out.
How do you not love Roto Schlem? The guy, he's He's his own man. And I'll tell you, the Roto Grip product line, top to bottom, has just been so super impressive. And that Schlemmer has some mad skills when it comes to designing product lines and making sure that each component kind of fits and plays nicely with the other product that's in the line. So hats off to Schlem, super fun guy and super talented at what he does, running the Roto Grip brand, which has been doing awesome. Next up on the show, special guest appearance. You love the way this lady bowls. She's one of the nicest people you will ever meet. If you ever get a chance to meet Daria Payok when you're out and about at events, stop and say hi. Follow her social platforms. They're fantastic. She loves social media, and I think she's on the Insta. Is that what you kids are calling it? I'm not sure. I will check with producer Blair in the break and find out. But Daria Payok is in this video. Hats off to our video guy, Paul, for doing the video. And then the brand manager that's killing it on that side, Mr. Matt, is in the video as well. So let's go to Global and see what's shaking with our friends at 900 Global.
Hey everybody, it's Matt Kabansky here, the 900 Global Brand Manager. We're fast approaching the street date of the Zen Soul, which is May 27th. With the success of the original Zen and the Zen Master, which was the follow-up, we wanted to have something that fit right in between the two. It just made sense. And in all honesty, I thought about kind of using a new cover on this one since it's a hybrid, maybe go a different direction, but my mom always told me if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we kept the same cover. And in doing so, we wanted to make it, since it is in the middle of the two, we wanted to make it a bit closer to the original Zen, since it was so popular. The Zen Master, as good as it was a lot of ball, and it really wanted to hook early, and a lot of you a lot of bowling centers out there don't put out much volume, so it wasn't too usable on many of the house shots that we see all the time. So we wanted it to be in the middle of the two, but wanted it to definitely be a bit closer to the original Zen, because we thought you, the consumer, would get much more usability out of it. And by having 2 parts pearl and 1 part solid and finishing off at our classic 4000 Abralon finish, I think we've done that. It's very close to the original Zen, but it definitely digs into the lane earlier and is a little bit smoother on the back end, which is exactly what we wanted. So it's a nice middleman between the Zen Master and the Zen. And it's also a great step down from your reality. So it's a great transition ball as the lanes go through their initial transition. The symmetric core and the strong cover gives you that wide footprint on the lane that all the bowlers like to see, and what the Zen series has become so well known for. So that's just a little bit of background on the design process that myself and the team here at Storm puts into these things. Everyone here does a great job, and make sure to check it out at your local VIP Pro Shop May 27th. And go global.
I mean, how do they say it? Zen ball good. That's what our man who's in the video, Shaden Peterson, he's our tech guy here at Storm. He's the person that you want to reach out to when you have technical questions. He told me Zen ball good. Zen ball good. And this Zen Soul's amazing. Daria, thanks for doing the video. Paula Block, great job on doing the video. And I love Matt Kabansky. He's a great guy. He's doing great things for the whole brand, 900 Global. Knocking it out of the park. One thing that we introduced recently, and it's really exciting because it's a totally different cover concept for us, and it was 4K fast. And we've got a video on 4K fast where Alex and then my twin Gio, and you'll see, when you see the video, you'll see how the similarities, not only just our looks, but also our accents, and how Gio and I are obviously twins. And so I want to send it to Alex and Gio. You have to say it like you roll like Gio, like that. It's cool like that. Alex and Gio are going to break down 4K fast a little bit. Great video, lots of information on a very exciting new technology that we just announced a few weeks ago. So let's take a look.
Hey Storm Nation bowlers, Alex Hoskins here with you today, and we are joined by Giorgio Cleanez. Now, Giorgio is our R&D lab tech, and he's quite an accomplished bowler on the lanes himself. Today, he's going to do some testing for us on our brand new 4K fast finish. So Gio, we're actually going to break this test up into two separate tests. So first, we're going to have you take a look at the 4K fast finish against the older 1500 grip polished finish that it replaced. So as a reminder to all of you, 4K fast is our new smoothest finish that comes out of the factory here, and it's replacing this 1500 grip polished finish. Once we finish and we kind of establish the differences in those, we're going to move over to these two bowling balls here. This third ball has extra shine applied directly over the 4K fast finish. So if you actually look at this one, it's the shiniest of all of the different test balls here. And then if we go to our fourth test ball here, that has a 500 and 1000 grit Abralon pad with Storm Step 2 over the top. So there's a little bit of teeth underneath there compared to this one, and that's going to give us some differences in performance on the lane. So we'll be comparing those to the 4K fast finish as well, and we'll see what kind of differences we see on the lane.
To compare these two bowling balls, I'm gonna take the 1500 and polish as my benchmark. And the 4K fast tends to be a little bit earlier and a bit smoother down the lane.
And I think we could see that as you were throwing the balls, because you were pretty high flush with the 4K fast finish, and then when you switched to that 1500 grip polish finish, it got a little bit further down the lane a little bit later, and you ended up kind of actually catching a messenger 10 there. For the second test, we had you comparing that 4K fast finish to two different polished finishes. So first, we had it against extra shine directly on top of 4K fast. Now this was the shiniest finish overall. What did you see out of that ball?
In this particular situation, I felt that this bowling ball went much farther, and when it tried to change direction, it was a little bit behind the pins when it finished a little like light pocket.
Right, and that makes sense because that is the shiniest finish, and we just applied that extra shine polish directly onto that 4K fast finish. So you saw it go a little bit further down the lane, change direction a little harder. Now we did have you compare it to something that had a little bit more teeth under it. That was a 500, 1000, and then Storm Step 2. What did you see out of that ball?
I would say it was right in between 4K fast and the 4000 with the extra shine.
Right, and that makes sense because we did have some of those lower grits underneath what that polish was masking. So it would make sense that it would fall somewhere in between, and I think we saw that as you were throwing these balls down the lane. All right, bowlers, that wraps up this video on our new 4K fast finish. Now, hopefully you learned a little bit about our 4K fast finish and what differences you're gonna see on the lanes compared to some of our other finishing processes. Now, as always, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us at tech@stormbowling.com or by phone at 801-723-0403. We employ a full-time technical team that's always here to assist you with any questions or concerns that you might have. Have fun out there and bowl up a storm.
Well, 4K fast certainly has made a lot of noise, and for good reason, right? I mean, you just listen to that video, you can kind of understand kind of the concept behind it and why it's so awesome. And clearly, you could see and hear why Gio and I are twins, right? I mean, we're not maybe identical because I might be 4 times his age. I'm not really sure. Anyway, Gio's great, and is great. Alex is amazing. I can't rave enough about our R&D team that's led by Hank Boomershine, who I'll just humbly say this, I believe that Hank is the premier ball designer in the world, and has been for a while. And I know there's a lot of other great ball designers, but man, anything Hank gets his hand on, if you get a chance to pick one of them up, get the ball. It's going to be around a long time, and it's going to roll really good. Next up in our journey is we're going to talk a little bit about the Storm app. So we launched an app. It's based on education. It's based on training, and it's based on you being able to track your arsenal. And a couple things to keep in mind is that this app, this is version 1. We're already working on versions 2 and 3. And so you want to sign up and download the app. It's totally free to do so. And you can just pick it up and then fill out the information, build your profile. We'll show you why in the app. I'll go through and I'll show you why it's important to build a profile. And so you want to get it, and it's 6 days. You have 6 more days left, by the way, to enter a contest and win. Go to our Storm Bowling website. There's a whole little link on there that's amazing, and you click on it, and you can win fabulous prizes. So do that. Remember, if you commented, you're already earned a chance to win a prize, which we're going to announce on tomorrow morning's The Morning Bolt. So the winners will be announced tomorrow morning live, not tonight during this broadcast, but tomorrow morning on that broadcast. I think I got it all. I think it's time to move on to the app, and we're going to show you how to use the app and why it's so powerful and why it's so easy to use. Enjoy the video. All right, well, hey, welcome to the Storm app. We're super excited to have you here and to show you all the things you can do with it. First of all, it's completely free to download, no obligations, and you can do 2 really amazing things. One of which are academy coaches. You can take a lesson from some of the greats in our game, some of the best that's ever played, like Kelly Kulick, some of the amazing talent that's up and coming, like Verity Crawley and Gigi, and some just current mainstream players, Deanna Z and Matt McNeil, Josie Barnes. These are top players. Arturo Quintero, by the way, and Ildemaro Ruiz, 2 international complete superstars that can give you a lesson in Spanish if that's your preferred way to take a lesson. It's super easy to do. All you do is click the player you want to take. Like if I want to take a lesson from Kyle Troop, all I do is select I want to buy my tip or I want to buy a lesson. A lesson is a much more detailed experience. A tip is still detailed, still going to get you the help that you want. It's still coming directly from Kyle Troop himself. It's just not a total game plan like the full lesson. And then below that, this is where you're going to find our university courses. We've got 1 on mental game, 1 on ball physics, 1 on lane play, and 1 on ball mapping. And so all you do on those to learn more, you click it. I click ball mapping. It tells you what it teaches you. It teaches you how to lay out a ball. It teaches you how to have those great communications with your pro shop operators at home. And it gives you the peace of mind to know what you've got in your arsenal. So fantastic courses to take. If you look at the very bottom, you've got right now highlighted is the oval bolt. If you got the little bowler guy next to it, if I click on that, it would show all the lessons that I have. Next to that are all the university courses that I've taken. And then next to that is a really neat feature. It's called the Matchmaker. And basically what you do is you enter some profile information. So you just basically select how fast you throw it, what's your average, your rev rate, axis rotation, and tilt. And then your favorite lane conditions, you hit submit like I did. And it says, listen, based on your stats, we recommend the Roto Grip Rubicon UC3. It's fantastic. And then it gives me other recommendations. So there's some Storm balls in here and Idle Helios, which I actually already have. Really neat feature and really spot on too, based on the way you bowl. If I go to the next little section right here, it brings up my arsenal. And so basically what I can do from this section is click on any of these balls. So like Proton Physics is a ball that I have, and I can view the ball, add it to my bag, or add it to my basement. And well, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to my basement because that's where I have this ball currently. And then I'm going to show you my arsenal. So in my bag, which is the products that I take with me to compete with currently, I have these balls, 2 dark codes, Pitch Black, a mix, IQ Tour, High Road, and a Nova. And then over, that's like the balls I would typically take with me. And then in my basement, I've got my Proton Physics, which we just added there. I've got a Matchup, which I really loved, a High Road Pearl, which has been fantastic, and a Phase 2. And I'll give you an example under Phase 2. If I click on that, there's a little note section on the ball itself. If I click on it, I drilled this ball May of 2019, 4x4x2. It was 1,000 grit, and that's what I keep it at. And I use it for super heavy oil conditions. And, that's what I use that particular ball for. So I can make all the notes. I can have my serial numbers. Really neat stuff, really neat features. So the Storm app is available now, free to download. Tons of new additions are coming, both on the academy coaches that are in. We are working on new university courses and new versions of the actual app itself. And so I would recommend going and downloading the app, setting up your profile, whether you use it to take a lesson or grab a university course right now. Just have all the information so you get all the push notifications, right? You want to get those push notifications set up. And anytime we have some new breaking news and product information, we could share it with you, including updates to the app itself. So we hope that you enjoyed a sneak peek here at the Storm app. All right. Well, that's it. That's version 1, right? It's version 1. It is the starting point of what is going to be a great journey. Get on board, download the app. I think it's pretty cool. Like, I played a lot of golf when I was younger. Fred Couples was my favorite golfer. Many of you probably have Kyle Troop as your favorite bowler right now, right? He's a great bowler. You can literally take a lesson from Kyle Troop from your couch, from your office, but don't tell your boss because we don't want you to get in trouble. Don't take a lesson from Kyle Troop when you're actually driving a car. But if you're a passenger in that same car and you're not operating the motor vehicle, go ahead and take a lesson from Kyle Troop or Verity or Gigi, because Gigi's so fun, whatever. All the Darren Tang, whoever you pick a lesson from, it's really cool that you get to be able to do that through the power of your smartphones, right? Just neat stuff. We hope you love it. And like I said, versions number 2, versions number 3, they're already being developed and coming out. Want to change gears and talk about community. I want everyone to know, whether you love Storm or don't love Storm, whatever, it's okay. We are about bowling. We love bowling. We love our community, and we embrace everyone. And vital to our community is a community leader. And our community leader for our channels is Miss Blair Blumenscheid. And she's been with Storm a long time because she's not that old. She's not like me. She's not that old. But she's been around a while. She's been here, I think, over 7 years. She started directly as our social media person, grew into social media manager. Then she became our communications manager. And now her most recent title is integrated marketing manager, which sounds really scary to me. But what it does is combine all the social community aspect with everyday marketing that we do when we're launching campaigns. And we try to do things that are fun for you. So when we run contests, it's about giving you something fun to interact with. And you can play these contests either on our website or on our social channels, whatever. Blair's the one behind all of them. Just this morning, she was chatting up an idea with one of our other teammates, Matt, which they're super pumped about because they love Starbucks and they think they can implement something cool that Starbucks does right in our Storm ecosystem. And it might be really kind of special, but it might take them a few months to get there. So I teased it enough. Blair wants to just chat a little bit about her job and community. And why is community even important? Because we all need each other, right? That's the truth. So here's Blair.
Thanks, Gary. I'm Blair. I'm the integrated marketing manager for all of Storm products. And my job is really about you. My job is to connect our community throughout all of our social channels. And I also do some connections in person. So whether you just started bowling or whether you've been bowling for years, you're home in our Storm community. Now, how do you become part of our Storm community? Well, it's easy. You're already part of it. Whether you like to scroll the news feed on Facebook or you prefer Instagram, or maybe you just like those long format videos on YouTube, we're on all of those channels. And the more that you interact, the more we get to know you. So if you want to be a bigger part of our community, just pop into some of our live shows or comment on a post. Or if you see any one of our team members at a Storm event, just come up and say hi and share your story so that we can get to know you, and maybe we'll share your story with the rest of the Storm community, and we'll just become more and more connected. So wherever you like to consume your media, you can learn more about all of the things that we're up to at Storm, and we hope to learn more about you at an event the next time we see you. Thanks for watching.
Everyone's favorite, Blair. Don't ask me how to spell her last name, but it's Blumenscheid. I know how to spell it, but every time I have to spell it, I have to double check, like, am I spelling this right? But Blair's been around a long time. She'll be around a long time, and she really does care about all of you and all of your stories. We promised at the beginning of the show that we would answer questions. Now, there were a few questions. There weren't a ton of questions, but we so much appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget, we have a sneak peek video coming up in a second or two. I want to answer the questions that we have, and here's the first one. It's from Michael, and it says, when is Storm or Roto Grip coming out with a new hybrid? Michael, stay tuned. Glad I could answer the question. Will Roto Grip from Josh ever release good smelling balls? No. Never say never, but I think that is a Storm thing, don't you? I think so. And Roto Grip makes killer product. So I do. I think it's a Storm thing, Josh. But thanks for asking. John Lander wants to know, love the new Storm app, or I hope the new Storm app will include the other brands of bowling balls. It totally will. We're doing that. We're adding more coaches. You also see coaches from our other brands, like our players. You also see some coaches, quite frankly, that are some of the best in the world at just coaching. And they may not bowl like full-time like a Kyle Troop or a Verity or a Diana Z or something like that. But they are a coach in the sport of bowling that happen to be on our team. And I believe you'll see some of those coming up in the next version or two. So stay tuned for that. Mark wants to know, what does it cost for lessons at the training center? I'm assuming you're asking about the training center we have here at Storm. And all I could say is, if you're lucky enough under normal circumstances to be cruising through Brigham City, Utah, and you're a super fan of Storm, you can reach out and try to get a tour. Now, a tour does not allow you to just go bowl on our two special training lanes, but I can't rule that out either because I've seen it happen before. So, anyway, we don't do lessons privately in our building. The R&D team, actually, you'll find this pretty amazing. I find it amazing because I look at the events calendar every day, and I get to work, and the training lanes has its own scheduling system. And the scheduling system from morning till afternoon is booked. And the reason why is because the team is busy trying to produce the best products for you all to use to knock the most pins down, have the most amount of fun, and just enjoy the game in general just a lot more. And sometimes, when you bowl higher scores, believe it or not, you might have fun. I don't know. I've been told, some of you in the chat, Nathan Johnson, I'm not calling on you, you know that I don't particularly bowl any more high scores. Those days have come and gone. All right, I think I answered the questions that you had. We've gone through and showed you some new things. We're already planning the summer event, and I will tell you that's going to be super heavy with our R&D team because we have these product announcements that are really going to be stealing that particular show. And so why not get a Chad in here? And why not get a Chayton? And why not get a Steve Klemkin and a Hank Boomershine and an Alex? In fact, the whole show just might be super techy. But that's not what you got this time. You got Gary, and I'm not super techy. All right, so here we go. I think we're done. All your comments, thank you. We appreciate you guys. And we're going to end the show with a cool little sneak peek video little video that you'll see. And then next week, 1 week from today, you're going to learn all about this. So here we go. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the summer event, and we're already working on content for that.